You trust your dog with your life. You trust them more than most people you know. They sense danger before you do. They comfort you when no one else can. But what if that same trust led you to something you were never meant to see? This is not just a story. It's a warning about how a loyal pet, your most innocent companion, could unknowingly guide you to something that doesn't belong to this world. It begins quietly. A regular evening walk. Same path, same leash, same wagging tail. Only this time, your dog stops. They don't just sniff the ground, they freeze. Ears up, eyes wide. The leash tightens in your hand. You tug gently, but they refuse to move. You laugh it off at first. Maybe it's a squirrel. Maybe another dog passed by earlier. But then they start to whine, softly at first, then more desperate. Their body trembles. They keep pulling in one direction, towards the darker side of the trail, the area you usually avoid, the one with the sign that says no entry. You tell yourself it's silly, but there's something in their behavior that you've never seen before. It's not excitement. It's not curiosity. It's something deeper, almost like recognition. They pull again, harder this time. You call their name once, maybe twice. They don't even look back. It's as if they're being guided by an invisible scent, a force only they can sense. Reluctantly, you follow. Just for a minute, you tell yourself, just to see what they're so obsessed with. The trees grow thicker. The air feels heavier. Every step makes the sound of crushed leaves echo louder than it should. You look around, no one's here. No cars. No people. No birds. Even the wind feels strange, like it stopped halfway through a breath. Then your dog stops again. They stand completely still, eyes locked on something in the distance. You follow their gaze, but there's nothing. Only a patch of shadow that seems darker than the rest. A faint smell reaches you, wet soil mixed with something metallic. It's not blood, not quite. Just an unfamiliar scent that feels wrong. The forest, or the park, or wherever you are, suddenly feels alive. Not in a natural way, but like it's holding its breath with you. You whisper your dog's name again. They growl, a deep, low sound you've never heard from them before. Their fur stands up. You can feel the vibration through the leash. Something is there. You take a cautious step back. The leash tightens again. This time, your dog pulls forward with force, dragging you a few steps toward the darkness. You try to stop them, but before you can say another word, the sound breaks the silence. It's not a growl, not a hiss, not anything you can recognize. It's like air being pushed through something hollow, a deep, vibrating tone that makes your bones feel cold. Your dog starts barking wildly, not at you, not in panic, but like they're warning something, defending you. You see it then, not fully, just movement, something large and pale sliding between the trees. Too fast to be human, too smooth to be an animal. The shape bends when it moves, like it has too many joints. And for a second, you think you see eyes. But there's too many, and they don't blink. You freeze. Your body refuses to obey. The dog barks louder, stepping in front of you. They've stopped shaking. Now they're growling with something close to courage or madness. The thing moves again, closer now. Branches bend though there's no wind. A shadow ripples across the ground, stretching far longer than it should. And then, silence. No movement, no sound. Even your dog stops. Their ears twitch, their head tilts slightly, like they're hearing something you can't. You whisper again, let's go. Let's go now. You pull on the leash, but they don't move. They're staring into nothing, or maybe staring at something that isn't visible to you anymore. Then, without warning, they turn and bolt, dragging you with them, running faster than you thought possible. Branches whip your face, your heart pounds, and you don't look back. You just run. When you finally reach the open area, you collapse to your knees. The night sounds return slowly, the insects, the distant hum of cars. But it doesn't feel the same. Everything feels thinner, quieter, like you've stepped out of a place where sound doesn't belong. Your dog sits beside you, panting hard. You notice their eyes. They look different. Still loving, still familiar, but distant, as if part of them stayed behind in that dark place. For the next few nights, they behave strangely. They wake up at 3 a.m., pacing near the door, staring outside. Sometimes they growl at corners of the room. Sometimes they just sit by the window, waiting. And you start noticing things too. Small things at first. The way the wind sounds different at night. The faint marks near your gate, shaped like footprints but not quite. And sometimes, when you pass the mirror at dawn, for a split second you think you see another reflection beside your own. Low, crouched, and watching. You try to forget it. You tell yourself it was just the dark, your imagination, your tired mind. But deep down, you know your dog wasn't wrong. They didn't lead you into danger on purpose. They were following something older, something that had already found you. And maybe that's the most terrifying part. The idea that your dog didn't find the cryptid. The cryptid found you and used your dog to bring you closer. Since that night, you've changed too. Every rustle outside your home feels like a whisper calling you back. Every night walk feels shorter, but heavier. And no matter how many times you change routes, your dog always glances in that same direction. The one place you now refuse to go. You stop walking at night. But the bond between you and your dog, it's different now. Not broken, not distant, just heavier. As if you both share something you can never explain. A memory you can't speak of because it doesn't belong in the human world. Sometimes, you see your dog standing in the yard at night, staring into the trees. Their tail doesn't wag. Their ears are still. You whisper their name softly, and they come inside. But before they do, they always look back once, toward the same dark place, and you swear you see a faint shimmer in the air, like something retreating just out of sight. People online share stories like this. Owners whose pets refuse to go near certain spots. Dogs that growl at empty hallways, or dig in places where nothing is buried. Cats that hiss at shadows that vanish when the light turns on. Many laugh it off, saying animals just sense movement we don't. But what if it's more than that? What if our pets see the edges of reality, the places where it folds thin? What if their instincts are the last natural defense between us and things that were never meant to cross over? And what if one day, your pet decides to show you what they've been seeing all along? There are real accounts, people on forums, in old local reports, saying their dogs led them to things that defy logic. Unmarked caves that seemed recently opened. Deep claw marks on concrete that no known animal could make. Footsteps circling tents in the forest without leaving a single print. And a few even mention hearing a second breathing pattern while they walk their pets. Slow, heavy, always behind them, always just out of view. Science calls it pareidolia, our brains finding shapes and meaning in randomness. But science also admits something strange. Animals sense electromagnetic shifts, frequencies, and sense that humans can't. So, if something beyond our reality exists, wouldn't they be the first to detect it? Imagine that, the creature your dog smells before you do. The silence they react to when you hear nothing. The invisible presence that makes them whimper at 2 a.m. And when they finally lead you toward it, they're not betraying you, they're trying to understand it. But the question remains, would your loyalty to them be strong enough to follow? If your dog stared into the darkness and pulled the leash forward, would you take that step? Or would you run, never knowing what waited just beyond the trees? There's one last thought that stays in your mind long after the encounter. Something simple but haunting. That the cryptid didn't vanish when you ran. It learned. It saw you. It saw your dog. And now it knows how to find both of you again. Weeks pass. Life continues. But every now and then, your dog barks at nothing. And every time they do, a part of you feels like that night never truly ended. So the next time your dog pulls the leash a little too hard, the next time they whine at a doorway that looks empty, remember this story. Because loyalty works both ways, and sometimes what they're protecting you from isn't just danger. It's discovery. And if your dog ever leads you somewhere you've never been before, a field, a forest, a forgotten path, think twice before you follow. Because some things out there don't want to be found, and others are just waiting for you to come back.